Okay, where have you all started your lines from on this side?
The average heartbeat to your maximum heartbeat.
Okay, so on your, if you put a scale on the side, what's at the bottom?
0.
Zero.
Heartbeat don't start at 0.
Exactly, Luke, exactly, okay. So even at rest, you haven't got a 0 heart rate, okay.
Isn't it 64?
So that it can be, average is 72, but it, you know, I'm sure some of you are
160.
fitter people, so yours will be slightly lower than that, okay. So your resting heart rate, so you would put, yeah, you might start it slightly higher up. If your scale starts at 0, then you probably should be starting slightly higher. But as Luke's done, he's put, what have you put on the side there? 72. So that scale on the side is just starting at 72 on Luke's graph, so that's fine. Okay. And what would it go up to? Some of you have sort of got it going up in a straight line, and then you've got it levelling out. Where would it level out?
160.
160 why?
That's the maximum heart rate, isn't it?
What's the maximum heart rate? How do you work that out?
What you run as far as you can for as long as you can.
220 minus your age.
Your heartbeat.
You can do it by having a heart rate monitor on and running as hard as you can, and that would tell you. Or roughly, it's 220 minus your age. Okay. So what would that be working out for you guys?
203.
203. Okay. So your tops of the scale, where you've got it levelling out, would be 203. Okay. So it should look something like this. Okay. So I've got that for you here, so you don't need to draw it. Okay. So, can anyone tell me why, according to this graph here, resting is around about 75. Jess, why do you think your heart rate has started to increase even before you started your exercise?
Because you're like moving.
Attention.
Say you're just standing still.
Is it you're preparing because you get sort of nervous when you bark?
Yeah, so nervous. What do you release when you're a bit nervous?
Sweat.
You're sort of anticipating that adrenaline, okay? So you release adrenaline before you start, okay? If someone says, right, we're going to be doing a test on the treadmill, you'll probably be a bit nervous, so you will get adrenaline release, so your heart rate will actually increase even before you started, okay? That's called the anticipatory rise, okay, in your heart rate. And then it goes up. How would you describe this? Positive correlation, yeah? Or what's any other ways? Is it a curved line or a straight line?
A straight.
So you would say it's a linear relationship, yeah? A straight line, but so it's a linear relationship. So as you increase intensity, heart rate increases at the same sort of, rate. Now, can anyone explain to me what's happening here with this green line, levelling off at 126?
Say you had it at 10, and you kept running.
Yeah.
But you kept the treadmill on 10.
Good.
It stayed at the same heart rate.
Fantastic. Okay, so the green line is basically saying, okay, we're not actually going to continue to increase. As Luke says, it stays at 10 miles an hour, or 10 kilometres an hour, then your heart rate wouldn't increase anymore. It would stay at that same steady state. Okay, excellent. Good answer, Luke. Okay, and then up here, okay, we're assuming that that's a maximum that the person's heart rate will go to. Okay, so they're probably about 40, this person. And obviously, once you get to your maximum heart rate, you can't increase it anymore. Okay. So what happens to your heart rate during maximal exercise? It increases until...
Maximum.
Okay, brilliant. So you get a linear relationship, an increase in your heart rate until you get to your maximum heart rate. What happens to your heart rate in steady state, Harry?
That levels off.
It levels off and it stays the same, but it's not at your maximum level, but it levels off at a lower rate. Okay. Can anyone tell me why it levels off at this rate and doesn't continue increasing? What does your heart do?
Beat.
Yeah,
Gets adjusted.
gets adjusted. What does it do though? What's its function? You've told me this already today.
One pump blood around the body.
Pumps blood around the body. Why is it pumping blood around the body? What's the function of doing that? Give oxygen to the muscles. So why do you think your heart rate levels off?
Is it to give the heart time?
No, not really. Not really. Why is it level off?
You changed a different method of feeding yours.
No.
Different energy system.
No, you still, that's a quite, I like what you're thinking about. It is related to energy, but why does it level off? Why doesn't it continue to increase?
Oh, because you're not increasing intensity.
Yeah, so you're not increasing intensity, so why does the heart rate level off?
Oh, because it doesn't need to beat faster.
Fantastic, Stephen, okay? We're getting enough oxygen to our muscles to make enough energy, so we don't need to increase our heart rate anymore. We don't need to get any more oxygen to our muscles. Because
intensity is rising.
well, we're assuming that this green line is that the intensity stays the same at 10. Okay, so I know it's a bit confusing, okay, but just imagine that stays the same at 10. Okay, so if the intensity stays the same, we've got enough oxygen getting to our muscles, we don't need to increase our heart rate anymore. Does that make sense to everyone?